Hey y'all! Hi guys, my name's Woki. I'm originally from the Bronx. I now live in Elizabeth, New Jersey. I'm a dental hygiene student. I'm also a dancer, actress, and down-to-earth person.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hey everyone, my name is Yasmin. I am from the Bronx and I'm an entrepreneur. I actually own my own juice bar called Y Juice.
Hi, my name is Carlos Francis. I work for Paratransit. I train on the side, not professionally yet, and I'm a thinker. That's it.
Hey guys, my name is Triana from Queens. I'm a health and beauty consultant that specializes in hair, fitness, and nutrition.
Hi, my name is Keisha. I'm from Queens. I'm an art therapist, and I also have my own greeting card business called Key Card.
So approximately 1 in 25 adults in the U.S., 98 million, or 4%, experience a serious mental illness in a given year that substantially interferes with or limits one or more major life activities. Approximately 1 in 5 youth aged 13 to 18, 21.4%, experience severe mental disorder at some point during their life. So given those statistics and maybe how common it might be, do you think that we take people suffering from mental health issues seriously?
I work on a psychiatric unit, inpatient psychiatric unit with adults, and it's kind of sad to see them come in. I've worked with ages from 18 to 86, and before becoming a therapist, you kind of see like these people on the train and like, oh, he's just crazy or that, like that. But working in the field and seeing why they came in, all it takes is one trauma. You can walk out, you're like, someone passed away, all of a sudden, like your world is upside down. So what I try to let people know is don't laugh. It might be funny, but you don't know what happened to that person. There are a lot of kids these days. I see a lot of young people come in. They do like K2. K2 is like synthetic marijuana. So there was like a big thing they had in Bushwick, like what, last year, a couple years ago, and it was like 30 people just out on the floor and like almost like a zombie like. A lot of the time it's just people that have just simple trauma in their life and they come in and we don't, like people work seeing it from the outside, you don't really understand it until like you're in that situation and they can't sleep or they're eating too much. It's just so many different symptoms right now, which is weird. Like I've been seeing 18, 20s, early 20s that are coming in, and an early outbreak with like schizophrenia, like they're hearing voices or seeing things that are not actually there. And you'll ask them like, okay, what happened? Oh, I was chilling with the homies, you know, we smoking. Okay, what were you smoking? Oh, K2. It's all different, like all these man-made things are what's messing people up nowadays. Because you don't know what's in these things. So everybody, like we said before, everyone reacts to something differently. So they can be fine. I've had a patient come in knocking on my door because she thought it was her apartment. And she's butt naked. And it's like, she just took some K2. And you just have to wait. It's almost like you have to wait until they detox. And then I focus on art. So it's the same like verbal therapy, but like I said before, I'm an artist. So I kind of tap into that creative side of the mind where they still have, you know, some kind of grasp to it, and we can use the art and then we can get to the problem. Because sometimes when you go see a therapist, oh, I don't want to tell them anything. I don't want to tell my business. But I can see something like through the art. I'll ask you a question. Okay, oh, why did you draw that? Or what made you want to create this? And then we can build from on top of that and then kind of build a relationship with the person through that art piece. Or I can do, like with music, most of the time, like the older adults, they can they reflect more with the music, like older times. It kind of brings back memories.
There's no like way that you could detox from that and then just go back to normal. Will you always have those mental issues that will form once you took that drug?
It all depends on the person. It depends. It's not like like once you take something, like that's it. Most of the time, they just keep going back to it because it's in the environment.
Right, exactly.
So their friends do it. They know they want to change, but you get the peer pressure. You want to hang with your friends. You still end up doing it, and then that's where it becomes a cycle. I see them coming in month after month after month. They're not changing the behavior because like they're a product of their environment.
Okay, so I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder too, and I've been in a mental facility before. Art was like the only thing that actually like helped me to like find myself again, and I don't know, that's actually one of the reasons why I started dancing too, because I was like, I need to move now. Like I'm like, all this stuff is going on in my head. I just need to move, do dance or something like that. But going back to, do I think that people take it serious? No, I don't think they take it serious. Yeah, it's just a lack of education and fear.
Like a stigma.
And but that stigma comes from fear. People don't understand what schizophrenia is, what bipolar disorder is, what there's so many other things. They just don't understand it. You have people that will be like, oh well, is it a witch? Is it voodoo? Is it this?
Yeah.
Is it you know, like from our people back home, they don't know. They don't know something, so they automatically label it as, okay, this is like an outer being or something that's going on with you when it's really inside. And what happens when they start to think like that is they start to neglect what really needs to be taken care of or what needs to be tackled within that person, and it's left dormant. And that's how people continuously go back into hospitals, or they continuously go back to K2 or whatever it is that they go back to. And I think that society needs to do a better job in educating people on what it is, how to handle someone with it, and or like how to live with them. You know what I mean? Okay, so how I manage my bipolar disorder. Now I am on medication, but I take that when I feel like I'm not doing well. I don't depend on it. There was a time where I didn't accept that I had it, so I found myself going in and out of hospitals a lot. I ended up losing a lot of friends. I ended up losing a lot, and having to start life over and over again. Bipolar disorder is a mental illness that inhibits mental clarity and your mood swings and your energy. And there are 4 types. You have bipolar disorder 1, you have 2, you have rapid cycling, and I think that you have, there's something else.
Psychotic features?
Something, yeah, there are like 4 different types of it. And
which one do you have?
Bipolar disorder 2, which is like chronic, hope I'm defining this right. Well, basically, you have, there's bipolar disorder 1, which is like uncontrollable outbreaks, and there's 2 which you can control them, but you do have like chronic outbreaks or whatever. Then I think there's rapid cycling, which happens between like maybe like in a month you'll have like these episodes that you'll have, and then you'll stop for a long time, and then you keep going, and then I forget what the other one is. But yeah, I deal with my bipolar disorder now because by talking about it, not being afraid of it, because I spoke about fear for other people, but there's a fear that the person has that goes through it that they deal with, and that also inhibits them from like moving forward. And that's what happened for me for a while. But yeah, in the past, I didn't do anything. I just kind of let it lay dormant. Then it got to a point where I just changed my diet, and I decided to go the holistic route because the medications that they were putting me on were inhibiting me. Like, I felt like I couldn't, legit story time, sorry guys. story time. So one time, I got this medication, and I was going for a job interview, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot to take my medication. Let me take my medication. I'm on the train. Took the medication, and I was slumped until I had to drink like 2 espresso shots and coffee to just kind of get normal. Like, just get normal. Like, you take the medication, and you're literally just numb, and you just can't do anything, and that in itself is not healthy. So I changed my diet. I started reading up on Dr. Sebi, and just completely changed my diet. I was great, and then after a while, I kind of neglected my diet, so I kind of relapsed and went back into a phase of like going to the hospital and stuff like that. It's like, if you don't pay attention to this, you're gonna ruin your life, and you're gonna like ruin people's lives around you. And so, yeah.
So can I ask a question? Because I think that, okay, so you've been diagnosed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot of people who aren't diagnosed.
Yeah.
And how did you know that to be diagnosed, or like what did you go through to get to that point?
That's like another story for another day. But it was an episode that I had.
Mm-hmm.
It was an episode, and I felt like there were things there that weren't there. The same, like my mental state was just not stable, and and then I have an outbreak. I react to those things. And people are like, well, nothing is going on or whatever. And it's kind of that thing like, no, you're fine, and you're laughing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're here like, no, seriously, something is like really real.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how I knew. But I also have people around me that grew up with me, and they were like, that's not normal. That's not what we know of you. My parents the same. So luckily, I had those people. Some of them chose to stay. Some of them didn't. I can't blame them. I used to. But for the people that did stay and are here, they're like, okay, they know, like, okay, you're not acting normal, or something is not right now. You need to take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I know. Because sometimes you can't see it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't see it. I mean, now I'm much better. It's like at knowing what triggers it.
I think the African American community, especially, we neglect mental health on a huge scale.
Yeah.
We neglect addiction or any trauma that we have on a huge scale. I don't know why it is. It could be related to what we've already gone through and not wanting to look like there's something wrong with us, because that's what the media or white people portray in our country. But like Master P said, it's like you don't have rehab. You have to go and rehab yourself. But they have all of these centers where people go and talk to people. But those are not things that are in our communities, you know? Those are not things that our families are used to. I have a cousin who something is wrong with him. And instead of people accepting it and embracing him and understanding and wanting to help him, they're so scared, or, oh, it's nothing wrong with him.
Right.
Even Brother Kanye.
No.
What happened to Kanye?
Yeah.
So you guys think something's wrong with Kanye, or you just think it's...
I know something's wrong
Like
with
I
him.
said before, since his mom passed...
Exactly, which was a traumatic experience
All
that
the
everyone could understand
That's it.
easily. If you just think like, oh my God, what if my mom passed away? You should immediately understand what this man is going through.
At the height, like at him climbing the ladder, like the person that is there as his guidance being
That's
taken
always
away.
been there for him, always believed in him, is gone because of the money that he made from this industry and how she was feeling about herself. His money and what she wanted put together made her deaf. So yes, I do absolutely believe that it's something psychologically wrong
And
or off with him. And then Peep, his wife, there must be something wrong with him.
Sunken place. That tea.
Yeah.